Yo, still build what is ill, man. I'm finally off the clockage, man. I'm heading to pick up my babies and I'm going home. I might just go home real quick and change, man. But peep game, man. Anyway, let's get into this shit, man. And the man of in the midst of me talking about the heavyweights, you dig, with Anthony Joshua and just how disgusted I am over that performance from Saturday. I forgot to talk about another heavyweight, which is Richard Torres, man. Man, that was a real good showing from him. That was a real good showing for him, man. I would like to see how he translates into the, with the bigger dudes up there, man. I think a really good. I'm kind of skeptical to ask of, to line him up with Jared Anderson. I'm not. I'm kind of like, apprehensive on that. Like, I don't know. But there's certain things from him that I'm liking that I'm not necessarily seeing from Jared Anderson, and that's foot speed. Because we gotta be, I think, Richard Torres is maybe 6 foot 6'1", so that's relatively small for this era of heavyweights. That's relatively small, but in the grand scheme of things, some of the great. I mean, shit. You look at Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis is what, 6'5". I mean, they people niggas be lying on their height, so he may even be 6'4". Anthony Joshua has been listed as 6'6" for the past I don't know how many years, bro. He's like 6'5". Now, granted, this is really good height by any, across the board. It's extremely good height for just regular niggas in everyday society, but for athletes, that's real good height. That is real good height. That's a real dope physical specimen right there, man. But the thing is with a lot of these heavyweights in the now, they're not as, they're not as graceful and agile and fleet-footed, you dig? Richard Torres has the ability to be that. Not even the ability to be that, man. How he was spinning the Dueco around, I was like, damn. I don't remember him really being that fast. And clearly his power is there. He kept forcing the dude to spit his mouthpiece out. Whether it was by way of him getting hit in his, him getting hit in his shit, or him doing intentionally to momentarily stop the punishment that was coming upon him. So what I'm seeing from Richard Torres, I it's giving me hope. I'm not even gonna lie, it's giving me hope. It's giving me hope, and I think at this point in time, it's time it's time for a significant step up. A solid 10 rounder with, I mean, I can't think of any. Let me see, who did they got? I wouldn't put him in there with Jolalov right now. I wouldn't put him in there right now with Jolalov, but someone who's not, who's looking like they're not going to be the HNIC in the division. Someone like a FAS Jagba. I would say something along them lines, or maybe even a step beneath that, because I don't know, man. I don't know, because with him, his style is going to be predicated on athleticism. And when as you age, you lose that foot speed. You lose that shit. So by the time you begin to lose it, you want to make sure that you're in a position of where IQ begins to take over. So where you may not be as fast on your feet, but you're still fast enough, and your brain works fast enough to where you can still get to your spots without being punished for it. I think right now he really needs to be, not significantly stepped up, but like bro, this is a good, like this is, like this is gonna tell us where you're gonna be at. This is gonna tell us where you're at, and where you're, just if you're ready to step into that next threshold of competition. Because man, man, I really like what I saw from that dude. He's a southpaw. He's a quick southpaw. Just his feet, his ability to get in and out of the pocket, his ability to cut angles in the pocket, all of that shit. I'm like, that's real good work right there, man. It's another heavyweight, and Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter is a miniature heavyweight, man. He's about 6'1" or 6'2". He's a little bit taller than Richard Torres. About 6'1", 6'2". and he stopped Bacoli. So there's faith up there. There's definitely faith and light at the end of the tunnel for someone like a Richard Torres, man. But just Michael Hunter had been in there with some seasoned veterans. Michael Hunter been in there with Usyk. He got stopped by Usyk at middleweight. Shit, who else he was in there with? He was in there with Alexander Perfeckin. That went to a draw. He's been in there with some real credible opposition. He's been in there with some real credible opposition, man. So I think, he doesn't need to be stepped up there. I'm not saying go fight someone like a Michael Hunter. I wouldn't say that. Not this early. But I do think we need a bit more of a acid test to see where he's at. I do think we need that for him, man, because I liked what I saw from him, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Man. Just I need to see you in there with someone a little, not necessarily clunky or nothing like that, but just someone a little bit bigger than you. Because clearly you're trying to get to a point where you can become a world champion. So for you, when it's time for you to step up to world championship contention and status, we got to make sure that you're ready for the motherfucking the contenders. I mean, shit, even Derek Chisora he's not no big heavyweight neither. He's a brolic dude. He's about 6'1", 6'2", which is once again really good height. I don't want people to make it seem like I'm saying I'm not about to call them short. I'm not about to do that. I'm a shorter dude. You dig? I never wanted to be 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2". Tyson is the GOAT to me, man. I'd have been A-okay touching 5'10", 5'11". I'd have been A-okay with that. A-okay. You dig me? But with him, when you look, there is hope for people in, that is his height in the division. They said Andy Ruiz ain't 6'2". They say he might be closer to Richard Torres' height. So there's definitely hope for the likes of a Richard Torres to fight in the division of the Giants. It's definitely hope for him. And what I saw last night, only heavyweight that's really light on his feet, like Usyk, Joseph Parker has shown fast feet. Oh, I can't think of who else. But those are the main two who I see that I'm like, Caballero, G Caballero. He's shown educated feet, and he's not no big heavyweight neither. He's bigger than Richard Torres. Caballero is listed at 6'3". He may not even be that, but he's over 6'1". And even then, he looked like a Urslanbek Makhmadov looked like a giant compared to that dude when they fought. He downed him. And he was able to down him with using his athleticism, man, using his feet. So there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel for smaller heavyweights. There's always been light at the end of the tunnel for them, man. I mean, shit, it gets no clearer as day than Mike Tyson. Holyfield in this era would be considered a short heavyweight. Ray Mercer, I think Ray Mercer was about 6'2". Trevor Berbick. These would be considered shorter heavyweights in this era of heavyweights. But there's certain attributes that they have in their game, or that they had in their game when they was at their apex, that would have neutralized the biggest motherfucker walking into the ring. That's just a fact. And I think Richard Torres is a dude who could fuck around and be a serious banana skin in the division. That dude's feet, the fact that he's a southpaw, bro, his feet. He's fast on his feet, and I like that he doesn't necessarily look to load up on shots. I think he understands, all right, bro, I can't stay here too long. I got to get in and get out. Or not even get in and get out, man, but if I'm going to hit him, I got to hit him, and then I got to cut that angle, force him to reset, and then get out. Or stay, just get out of range to whatever to a certain degree, you dig? If I can keep him busy, keep his guns holstered, I can stay right here in this comfort zone where I ain't got to worry about a long and stiff jab to work around. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. I think, with the fight, give him one more 8-rounder and see how he does in that 8-rounder, and then give him a serious step up, a serious acid test. By the time that dude starts fighting in 10-rounders, he needs to be in front of somebody that's like, yo, and if he gets past him, or if it's somebody that's significant, that's a respectable contender, and he struggles, but he still finds a way to get rid of the dude, not by knockout or nothing like that, but just beating. I think that's a, that's a positive right there. That's a positive. Everybody expects you, when you go out and you have these step up fights, you're just supposed to be dominant in these step up fights, and I don't think it's always going to be like that, man. It's you definitely want to go there and put on a performance, and if you can get rid of somebody and beat up on them bad, that's definitely what it is you want to do. But there's some solid contenders that's going to be able to exploit deficiencies in your game, and there's solid contenders that can do that with the majority of the big of the upper echelon fighters in the division. Derek Chisora is one of them, man. Dillian White to a lesser degree was one of them, man. Michael Hunter. I don't want to say Povetkin because Povetkin was he's a former world champion. You dig? You just have these sneaky motherfuckers who's gym rat ass niggas who's like, yo, man, this dude is he's a problem, man. He could be a problem. You're gonna have those type of individuals, and you're gonna be in front of those type of individuals. And if you find a way to beat those individuals, because if you get caught slipping, they're gonna beat you. You come in at your apex, and if your tools ain't sharp, they can get over on you. They can get over on you, man. So I think he needs to be stepped up in that regard, in front of somebody like that. He really needs to be put in front of somebody like that, man, because, man, the way he had, Joey DeWeco looking, sheesh. Sheesh. And allegedly, he's the one who concussed Anthony Joshua. He concussed Anthony Joshua in the training camp for Ruiz. Okay, man. I'm saying there is, there's hope for the likes of a Richard Torres, man. There's hope. I remember listening to Cali X Boxing. He said he's undersized. He doesn't think that he's gonna be competitive at heavyweight because he's so undersized. And I understand that. I really do. I understand that, man. You can't help but understand it, bro. He definitely is undersized. How would he do in front of somebody like, Jarrell Miller, who's just gonna maul you to death? Can you withstand that type of pressure? You dig? And can you just, because a lot of times it don't even be the pressure. A lot of times it just be you're so prone to moving and fighting in 8-rounders and 6-rounders and all that you eventually, your energy just dissipates because you got to consistently move. Well, I guess you can attribute that to pressure. You got to consistently move and consistently spin out and consistently cut those angles. And now you like, yo, we in the 9th round, bro, and my body is starting to feel it. And then the mental pressure is kicking in as well because this dude just won't waver and go away nowhere. And you still got to defend yourself. Now you eating shots on the arm. You got to slip and dip and roll up under shots and everything. That takes energy. That takes a lot of energy. So can you maintain that type of pace as you step up in opposition? I would like to think that he can, man. I would like to think that he can. But we need him to be we need a legitimate acid test in front of him for us to know that. And I think it's about that time for him, man. So give him one more 8-rounder. Give him one more 8-rounder. And put him in there with someone like a F.A. Ajagba or something. Put him in there with someone like that, man. Or, just I don't want to say the Italian dude. Vito, I think his name. I can't remember the Italian dude's name. He just fought F.A. Ajagba, and a lot of people think that he won. And it's bothering me that I can't remember his name. But he needs to be in there with somebody that can push him. He needs to be in there with somebody that can push him. And depending on how he comes out, because we thought Jared Anderson was the guy for the job to carry the mantle of heavyweight boxing in America. And it just didn't pan out like that, man. He doesn't have the desire to pursue it at the top level. Maybe he will have it after, Bacoli did what he did to him. But that's yet to be determined. We'll see what his next opponent looks like. But it's definitely time for Richard Torres to have a step up and a legitimate acid test. And I think he has what it takes to be successful at heavyweight. I honestly do. That dude's feet is fast as a motherfucker, man. Really good counter punching, real good combination punching. Not overcommitting to the shot, just snapping the shots out there to score. It's enough snap on them shots for you to respect the power. It's enough pop on the shots for you to respect the power when he's not loading up on the shots. He's just getting them out there to keep your hands holstered. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. It's good IQ in there. He uses his southpaw advantage to his advantage. He's cutting those angles, lead foot, the battle lead foot position, and he's doing all of that. I'm seeing it. I see it. He might be that. He could be potentially that guy. He could be potentially that guy. And if all else fails, cruiserweight is right there. I don't think cruiserweight is no better in the sense of dudes, but I mean, you got goddamn Thompson down there. You got what was the motherfucker, Lawrence Okolie was there and all that shit, man. And there's some giants, man. Them niggas is like 6'5". The motherfucking Thompson is like 6'7". He's listed at 6'7". I don't think he's 6'7". He probably like 6'6", 6'5". But them is some big motherfuckers. Them niggas is huge. Them niggas is huge. You dig? But he's at heavyweight, and more than likely at this age, he ain't willing to cut. I don't know how much he weighs in at 220, 230, or whatever the case may be. Lose a whole 30 pounds, you're gonna feel the effects of that. You're gonna feel the effects of that, man. But yeah, that was Mike Tyson at his apex when he was like 220, 230. You dig? When he got out of prison, he jacked up to about 250. Damn, bro. Like, damn, Mike, this ain't the best version of Mike right here, but he was still a demon. He's at the perfect weight for that division. He's at the perfect weight, between 220 and 230. And he's a miniature dude for the division. I like what I see from Richard Torres. And hopefully he gets an acid test real soon. And he's able to step up and show us he's ready to carry the mantle for American heavyweight boxing, yo. Doses.